One of the ways to apply for yachting jobs is through a yacht crew placement agency. You can register with them online from the comfort of your own home. But with so much competition for the jobs that they offer, how are you going to stand out? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some best practices, and I'm going to introduce you to my 3-step formula. Let's do it.
Work on a super yacht, move up through the ranks, and maximize your potential.
Hello and welcome back to Work on a Super Yacht, a place to help you make the most of your super yacht career. If this sounds like something you could get value from, please do consider pressing that little red subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. Yacht crew placement agencies. A quick look online will show you that there are loads of them. I sometimes don't know how they manage to all keep going and make enough money, but clearly the market is buoyant enough to support them. This is encouraging. Let's start by taking a look at exactly what these agencies are. Don't skip this, because if you don't understand what you're dealing with, how can you build a strategy for success? There are 2 main types. The first type can be thought of as the more traditional type. These agencies consist of agents, that's real people, who are responsible for job roles within specific departments, that's deck, engineering, galley, interior. They have a physical presence in an office that you can visit to introduce yourself in person. Here's how they work. The agency will receive a job from a yacht, and an agent within the company will be allocated to find a suitable match for that job. They may advertise the position on their website, or they may not advertise, but instead just use their database to seek out potential candidates. A selection will be sent to the yacht, and the captain or head of department for the job in question will find the ones that they think look interesting, interview them, and then make a decision. The yacht will pay a fee to the agency for sourcing the candidate, and this will be based on the monthly salary that was on offer for the position. It should come as no surprise then that the most lucrative roles for these types of agencies to promote are the more senior roles. An example of such an agency is LuxYachts. The second type of agency is online only, and it uses a different business model. It does away with the yacht crew agent, the real person, and instead gives the yacht a platform on which they can post their jobs directly. Think of it as cutting out the middleman. It's like buying a product direct from the manufacturer instead of from a shop on the high street. The yacht will pay an annual fee for the service, and this will allow them to post as many jobs as they like and to search through the whole database of yacht crew signed up on that platform. An example of such an agency is Yotspot. Interestingly, the traditional type of yacht crew agency sometimes posts its job on the online-only yacht crew agency platform. Whichever type of agency you're dealing with, I want you to remember one very important thing. They do not work for you. Don't sign up with them with the expectation that they are going to do all of the heavy lifting. Why should they? You are not their client, and you do not pay them any money. Their client is the yacht, and it's their job to ensure that that yacht has a good experience, that that yacht gets the right candidate, and when that yacht needs another candidate, has another opening on board, they come back to use the service again. If you cannot be bothered to submit a properly written CV, fill out your profile correctly, continually improve your skills and update your profile accordingly, and in the case of a traditional type of agency, be available to take their phone calls in a happy and personable demeanour. Don't expect them to help you out. Sometimes you'll tick all of the boxes, and an agent will even say that they'll do their best to help you out. But don't get upset if in 2 months' time you still don't have a job. It's nothing personal. A lot of it has to do with your experience, or rather lack thereof, which I spoke about in last week's video. But some of it has to do with the way in which you are marketing yourself, the way in which you are presenting the skills and experience that you do have. This is what we're going to work on right now, using my 3-step formula. And for this, we need to head into the office so that we can use the computer. Okay then, so the way in which I'm going to teach you this formula is by using an example platform that I know every single one of you is familiar with. YouTube. Step 1. The hook. Think about the last time you typed something into YouTube. Maybe you just typed, how to get a job on a yacht. And we'll go, with no experience. You're scrolling through the results, and here you see my video. You've got the thumbnail and you've got the title. I've got maybe a split second to grab your attention, to hook you. This video may be everything that you've been looking for, but if you don't click on it, you're never going to see it. With respect to your yacht crew agency profile, instead of thumbnail and title, its profile photo and personal statement or objective. Let's head over to Yotspot to show you exactly what I mean. I've typed Yotspot here into Google. It's the first result. There we go. This is the home page. And what I'm going to do is go to Find Crew here. Now this isn't a members area. I'm not even logged in here. You could go and do this yourself. It's an exercise I encourage you to do. Let's go for a deckhand position. It will auto-complete. Deckhand, availability, want them immediately. Professional yachting experience, I'll go 0 to 6 months. And then here we can select location. For now, I'll go anywhere. And there are my filters. Of course, in the paid version, I can add a lot more filters, but this is enough to show you exactly how this works, what we as a yacht see when we look for candidates on Yotspot. Let's click search. And there it is, matching. It's going to search through all of its database to find all of the candidates that meet the criteria that I've just set. Here then we have the results page, and here we have the hook. Each candidate's hook, their profile photo. Now, I don't want to point fun at anybody here or criticize unnecessarily. We've all done things that we could have done better. But do you see the problem with some of these images? Of course, these are all me, but they are based on actual candidates that I have seen here on Yotspot this weekend. We have this guy who really doesn't look very interested at all. I can't actually really see him there. This guy couldn't be bothered to frame the photograph properly. This guy looks like he's just chilling out on the sofa on a Sunday afternoon. This guy looks more interesting. Tried to smile, but didn't quite get there. This guy couldn't even be bothered to orientate his photo correctly. This guy didn't look at the camera. He looks interesting. Not bad, but he's gone down that route of standing flat against a wall. A lot of people seem to be doing that. Nobody's going to be hiring this guy. This guy decided to take his picture standing in front of the sun. I can't really see him at all. Interesting. Quite like the look of that. Try to avoid this. I can't really see what's going on there. You might think that you look great in this photo. Guns out, six-pack abs, great, but this looks like a get paid to travel the world kind of guy. We're going for a professional look here, so try and avoid this. Interesting as well. I'm not quite sure about these flat-on photographs. Maybe better if you turn to the side a little. Do you think that all of these images will be equally successful in getting somebody to click on them? Let's just take a look at what we've got here. We've got the profile photo, your hook. Then there's a name, availability, location, and a percentage match. This is a percentage score of how well the candidate meets our criteria. Now at the moment, most of them are 100% because we weren't very specific with our criteria. But of course, I can add more filters down the side here. And then we'd start to see that some of those percentage matches would drop. Down here, we've got some 98% matches, for example. Now we can really start to understand the value of a good profile picture. Because, as I say, we've made our search, and at the moment, we've just got this long list, and this is the only information we've got. And what stands out to us most? The photo. Why? Because humans are very visual creatures. We process images thousands of times faster than text. And furthermore, images elicit a far greater emotional reaction. So even if the percentage match for one candidate is less than another, if they've got a better profile photo, I'm more likely to click on it. Let's just take a look again at this candidate. There is just no way I'm going to even entertain offering him a job. It might sound harsh, but we're going to have to put this guy in front of the owner of the yacht. We need him to be welcoming and friendly, not looking angry for no apparent reason. Additionally, I need him to take a pride in his work. Does it look like he's taken a pride in taking that photograph? Nope. If you're new to the industry and you have no yacht-specific experience, this is great news for you. You might generate a lower percentage match than other candidates with more experience, but if you can get a better profile photo on there, you're more likely to get viewed. This has nothing to do with being more attractive than somebody else. Of course, all of these images are me, and with the exception of 2 of them, all of them were taken within 30 minutes of each other. It's just about making the best of what you have, wearing a collared shirt, thinking about the lighting, choosing a background that keeps you clearly in focus, that makes you shine through, smiling. Please, whatever you do, smile. Shaving, doing your hair. It's all basic stuff, but if you do this exercise for yourself, if you go on Yotspot now and run this search, you'll see that there are plenty of experienced candidates who fail on pretty well every single one of these counts. And these days, there really is no excuse. We've all got a mobile phone. I used this mobile phone to take every single one of those pictures. You've even got a portrait mode, so you can blur out the background, give it that professional look. And then, once you're done, you've got free editing software, where you can play a little bit with the brightness and the contrast. When you upload a profile image to Yotspot, they even give you the opportunity to resize your photo properly and orientate it, put it the right way up. We saw that guy who hadn't even bothered to do that. Remember that I've got loads of candidates to choose from, especially when it comes to ones with no experience. Don't miss the opportunity to hook me by not taking care of these most basic, most easy of things. Anyway, back to the top, and I'm going to start by having a look at the first candidate that appeals to me. Not him, not him, not him. I like the look of this guy. View profile. And here I am presented with his profile page. Now, what I'm most drawn to first is this bit at the top here, the About and Hobbies. Remember, I like the profile photo. You've hooked me there, but we're going to look at this as a form of secondary hook. I'm not yet ready to expend too much energy looking at the rest of the qualifications, even downloading the CV. I just want to see that I'm onto something here, that it's worth trying to find out a little bit more about this guy. So I come to this About and Hobbies section, but if I see a paragraph like this, I'm going to start losing interest very quickly. Let me just read it to you so that you can hear how it actually sounds. I am a really hard worker and believe that I have what it takes to make it in this industry. My goal is to work my way up to bosun and then become an officer. I think that I'm a very considerate person that gets along with other people really well. I guess I'm just a no-drama kind of guy. I love travelling and visiting new places, so I know that this is the career for me. I'm willing to work as a deckhand, steward, engineer or chef, and I know that I can make it. I am willing to travel anywhere in the world, and I am very adaptable. I look forward to hearing from you. Running, reading, cycling and swimming. How does that sound to you? Are you interested? I'm not, and I'm the one who wrote that little paragraph. But why am I not interested? Well, for a start off, it's sorely lacking in originality. It doesn't stand out. It's what a lot of people seem to write, something along those lines. Another reason, I don't like the way that it's formatted. It's all just one long paragraph. It makes it difficult for me to find information. What else? I said before about wanting to see some substance. These, I feel, are just words. There's nothing being backed up here. It says that he's a hard-working person, but I just don't get the feeling that he actually is. I don't get the feeling that he's put much work into writing this paragraph, for example. Then we come to the running, reading, cycling and swimming bit. Now, I know why this happens. If you go and fill out your Yotspot profile, the About and Hobbies section actually get filled out as 2 separate sections. But when you see them on this final page, which is the way in which a potential employer is going to see them, they just get put together. Now, you can preview this page, so you know that. So it's a case of working out how you're going to work around that, about learning the platform. Of course, every agency's platform is going to be different, but if you fill out your information and it looks like this, you might be thinking, doesn't split up the About and Hobbies section, so we just have this running, reading, cycling and swimming just floating around here in the middle of nowhere. It's not even introduced as a hobbies section. I know it sounds like I'm being picky, but I can afford to be. I've got hundreds of applicants to choose from. Furthermore, what does running, reading, cycling and swimming actually mean? Interested in watching running? Going running twice a year? Running on the spot? Reading? Reading what? Reading road signs as you drive down the road? Magazines? Novels? Or maybe you prefer non-fiction? Get that detail in there. Make it sound interesting. Build a picture so that I can get an idea of who is this guy? What's this guy all about? Remember that we're still just at step 1 of the hook phase. If you were on YouTube, you'd just be scrolling through thumbnails and titles. Maybe you'd even have clicked on a couple of those videos and you'd have watched the first 10 or 20 seconds just to see if it was even worth spending more of your valuable time on. Unfortunately for this guy, he's already lost my attention, so we'll be heading back to the search results list. Here we are, and I'll continue working my way down. No. This guy looks interesting. View profile. Here we are, and instantly we see a completely different approach to the About and Hobbies section. Now, I don't know about you, but I instantly like this because it's easy for me to see what I'm looking at. It's not just one long paragraph, but rather separated into bullet points. Nice, easy chunks for me to digest. Let me read it to you, and you can hear how this one sounds. Experienced and valued member of yacht crew with a sound working knowledge of the deck department and wider super yacht industry. Highly motivated, with a proven ability to thrive in challenging environments. Excellent communicator, performing best when working as part of a team. This sounds like it's ticking the boxes. Communication, we need that. Working as part of a team, we need that. And it's packaged in a nice sentence. Nice and punchy. Just gives me the information I need to hear. Competent tender driver, I like the sound of this, with experience driving twin leg, jet and outboard tenders up to 10 meters in length. He's using the right terminology, and remember what I said in last week's video, you don't have to have got that experience working on a yacht. You could have got experience driving all those different type of tenders during courses such as Powerboat Level 2, and then built on that experience in your free time. Keen runner, capable of a sub 19 minute 5 kilometer time, and the determination to keep going faster. Sounds a lot better than running, doesn't it? And there's lots of keen runners in the yachting industry. Captains, chief officers, chief stews, chief engineers. If a runner was reading that, they'd be interested. They'd be like, yeah, I know about this. Hey, sub 19 minute 5k time. That's interesting. It's not lightning fast, but that's a good achievement. I like the sound of this. YouTube creator with an online following of over 1,000 subscribers, helping new crew get started in the yachting industry. Very interesting. I want to see this YouTube channel. What's this guy all about? Great interest in the field of personal development, using the techniques that I learned to excel in both my private and professional life. Interesting. So this is someone who's constantly looking to improve their skill set, improve their experience. Like the sound of that. Design background and proficient in the use of CAD software to explore new design ideas for ongoing projects in my home. Again, interesting. It just makes me want to find out more about this candidate. And do you see how the first candidate could have restructured what they'd written? Maybe drawn on a little bit more experience there. When it was coming to that bit about hard work and teamwork, maybe they could give some examples. They could have just packaged it in a way that would have interested me. I'm going to go ahead and download that CV. Which brings us onto step 2 of the process, the hold. You've got to hold my attention now that you've got it. Okay, so I've downloaded the CV, I've got it here in front of me, and as I say, you need to hold my attention with it. If this were a YouTube video, you've clicked on that thumbnail, you've decided to give it some of your attention, and now that attention needs to be held. I've spoken about how to write a yacht CV here, so I'm not going to cover all of those points, but I wanted to highlight a few things. The main one being that you don't want all of that anticipation that you've built up through your nice, well thought out profile photo and that good, solid about and hobbies section turning into disappointment. You want me to come to this CV and it all to match up. Again, I see that good quality profile photo. I see those good, solid bullet points there that got me interested in the first place. And then I want to read further on down, and I see the qualifications, and they're all laid out properly so that I can easily see what I'm looking for. I work further down to the professional experience section, and even though you might not have any yacht-specific experience, I can see that they've pulled out the transferable skills from the experience that they do have, that they've really thought about what the yacht job will entail, and how they're going to offer me some value. Further on down the page, and we come to the interest and hobbies section, and here, as I've said before, the interests sound interesting. I'm not just getting running or cycling, but I'm getting a little bit of an explanation, being built a picture of who this person is, what motivates them, what excites them, how they're going to fit in with the rest of the crew on board. All the way through, you're holding my attention, just like the YouTube video. Every minute that passes needs to keep reminding you of why you came there in the first place. It needs to keep giving you that value, making you want to stick around for more. And this is important because done right, it's going to lead us on to step 3, which I'm going to call the confirmation. And this is where the yacht agent, or the yacht captain, or the chief stew, the chief officer, or whoever it is that is looking at the CV thinks, this guy looks interesting. I'm going to give him a call. And if we relate this to YouTube, this is where you think to yourself, I'm going to hit that subscribe button. Or I'm going to leave a comment because I trust this guy. He gave me what I came here for. He offered me some value. And in return, I want to stick around and find out more. So when that subscribe button is clicked, when that comment is left, when you receive that phone call from the yacht crew agent or the yacht captain, this is your chance to confirm that they made the right decision in picking up the phone, that you do have something to offer them. This is where it all needs to come together, where that big smile that they first saw in that profile photo, where those interesting transferable skills and hobbies that they saw written down all come together, where they are met with excitement, confidence, a good energy on the other end of the line, and that they can start building a bit of rapport, that they can start finding out a little bit more, that they can ask for further clarification, further details about what it is that you are doing here, what it is that you are doing there, and where do you see yourself going in the yachting industry. Again, it may sound obvious, but I've called up potential candidates for a yacht job in the past, and I haven't been met with much excitement. The CV said that they were really keen to get started and that they know that this is the industry for them. When they pick up the phone, it's, hello? Hello, this is Matthew, first mate on Motor Yacht. Oh, hi. Yeah. Well, I was just hoping to find out a little bit more about you. Maybe you could just talk me through some of your experience. I've got your CV here in front of me. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I've just been on Tebe, and I've had a bit of day work. And I know that this is very daunting. Maybe this is a new process for you, and you're a little bit embarrassed, you're a little bit shy, but you need to break past that, because the impression you give to an employer is that you're not really that fussed, and you've already started to sow the seeds of doubt in their mind. They look good on paper, but I'm not sure if they're really what we're after. Because I've had the opposite happen, where I've called up a candidate and there's just been so much energy and excitement coming down the phone that I just know, yes, this is the guy that we want. This is the guy that I'm happy to put in front of the yacht owner, who's going to welcome them on board with a big friendly smile, lots of energy. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to hear. That's what's going to make a captain, a chief officer, a chief stew think, this is the guy for the job. Or it's what's going to make a yacht crew agent think, if he doesn't get this job, I'm going to put him forward for that one, because this guy sounds great. You know, I have confidence. I trust that if I place him on a yacht, that yacht's going to have a good experience, and they're going to come back again when they next have a position available. And don't worry if you think, but I'm not someone who smiles a lot, or I don't sound very enthusiastic on the phone. Again, these are skills that you can develop. You just need to build on them gradually. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not for a moment suggesting that I've got all of this stuff figured out. I'm not saying that my CV is the best thing in the world, or that this video or YouTube channel is ticking all of the boxes. Just like you, I'm still working on this stuff, and the learning will never stop. But I've pitched it to you this way very deliberately because I want you to understand that in just the same way as every day while you're scrolling through Facebook and Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, you're making snap decisions and judgments about people and things. So too are yacht captains and yacht crew agencies making snap decisions and judgments about you as they look through your agency online profile and CV. Oftentimes, it's the little things, the minor details, the things that we can't just quite put our finger on that make all the difference, that make the difference between a purchase or not, between a subscribe or not, between a job offer or not. Of course, this is just my opinion, and you can't please everybody. Nobody can. But if you will commit to a continual process of improving your skills and re-evaluating how you're marketing yourself, you stand a much better chance of getting the results that you want. If you haven't watched last week's video, How to Get a Job on a Yacht with No Experience, I highly recommend you go ahead and watch that one. I'll link it again here. I think it complements this video really well. And for any other videos about getting started in the industry or what to expect when you do get started, please do go ahead and check out the rest of the channel. As always, with respect to this video, a like would be fantastic. A sub would be amazing. And I very much look forward to seeing you next time.